Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here, ZSPN, and welcome to the Lakers post-game show on ZSPN on YouTube. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Houston Rockets tonight. Now, guys, what can I say? I mean, as you can see the title, it was a disappointing loss for the Los Angeles Lakers. When it comes down to it, the Lakers lost to one of the worst teams in the Western Conference in the Houston Rockets. Now, if you guys joined me in my last live stream yesterday, I was a bit skeptical about the matchup tonight against the Houston Rockets. Obviously, because what we all heard when it came to Anthony Davis not playing tonight, and the idea that the Lakers don't have centers. They have no bigs. Basically, we only have power forwards who are 6'8" to 6'9", and the rest of them are like rotational players that are shooting guard, small forward type of players. But when it comes down to it, the Lakers lacked bigs. That's the bottom line here. I mean, sure, the Lakers shot poorly tonight. I mean, there's no question comparing to the Houston Rockets, who also shot poorly tonight. You would think from the yesterday's performance, the Lakers will transition that and somehow give us a better performance tonight against one of the worst teams in the NBA in the Houston Rockets. This Houston Rockets teams are not playing for anything. Okay, they're already out of the play and they're out of the playoffs. They're basically fighting for a lottery selection. So, with that being said, I mean, I have to say this is one of the most disappointing losses for the Lakers. If I had to compare it, it would have to be the New York Knicks game on Sunday that we witnessed. But for some reason, I don't know, the Houston Rockets, it should have been a win for the Los Angeles Lakers when it comes down to it. Something went wrong. I'm not sure why the Lakers somehow did not step up with the type of repertoire, type of roster that we have. You would think the Lakers somehow could potentially win tonight. But I'm not sure. Something went wrong, guys. I mean, maybe it's because of Darvin Ham's rotation. I am not sure what went wrong when it came down to it. I mean, it should have went, in a whole different direction when it comes down to it. And I'll get all in depth about it. But before anything, like always, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share my videos all over Facebook, Twitter, all of your social media stuff. And of course, like always, please make sure to like my page on Facebook, ZSPN, and also follow me on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok at ZSPN. Guys, I really appreciate all your love and support you guys have shown me all across social media and, of course, on this channel, ZSPN on YouTube. Please make me feel better. Please subscribe to my channel, follow me all across social media, and just show me the love, support. Let's continue to grow this channel to the greater heights with your love and support. So without further ado, let's just get this over with. I mean, when it comes down to the Lakers loss tonight to the worst team in the NBA in the Houston Rockets. Obviously, I think I said the gist of it. Obviously, the Lakers lacked big with Anthony Davis being out due to him not playing back-to-back games, but at the same time, I think there's something there when it comes to Anthony Davis's, not playing tonight. I think he's somehow dealing with some sort of injury to the extent that it's not anything too serious, and it obviously qualifies him to continue to play. So, with that being said, I think in some sense it's a smart move by the Lakers to not play him because obviously we need him to be healthy as much as we can for him to be ready for the postseason once this season is over. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind the Lakers will reach the postseason. I mean, they're already in the play-in, so they just need to just win some games left and right, and hopefully hope that other teams in the Western Conference that are in the play-in tournament that are vying for a play-in loses games. So with that being said, this is just the opportunity for the Lakers. They just have to bounce back from this. I know they always do, but at the same time, the Lakers need to win more than lose games at this particular moment in this juncture of this season for the remaining of the season, with, I believe, 14, maybe 13 games remaining for the rest of the season. So, with that being said, the Lakers have to do whatever it takes to just win games after this. So, with that being said, guys, I mean, the Lakers really missed the ball on this one, similar to that they missed the ball on the New York Knicks uh, potential win that should have been, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So, with that being said, guys, I mean, let's just get into the Lakers stats. When it comes down to it, obviously, as I mentioned in this live stream, the Lakers shot poorly. There's no doubt. I mean, comparing to the Houston Rockets, they weren't shooting that well anyway. But at the same time, the Lakers were just the worst out of it. Shot 25% from the three compared to the Houston Rockets, 27%. So with that being said, I mean, it's just one of those type of situations where the Lakers just should have finished the job, when they had the chance, and just could have been competitive when it came down to it. So having said all that, I mean, like I mentioned, defense was lacking as well because, with no centers, no bigs, and no Anthony Davis, it's just destined the Lakers are going to, not play well on defense in this game tonight. So it's just sad, sad at this particular moment where the Lakers are at when it comes to the, when it comes to the circumstances of them just finding their way for just a play-in. I mean, that's just hilarious when it comes down to it. So, hopefully Lakers will just bounce back from this. Hopefully, I mean, we have a game on Friday against the Dallas Mavericks. Hopefully, we'll see the return of Anthony Davis, who will be healthy, ready to go for that matchup, and we will see a much better team against potentially facing the Dallas Mavericks for sure on Friday. So with that being said, and I think I saw like a rumor that maybe LeBron James will return on Friday, but I think we haven't really heard a lot of news lately about it, but I think it was just an outlier. He's been working out lately and obviously participating in shoot arounds, but we need him to be at 100% when it comes to LeBron James. And I think we don't want to rush him too fast when it comes to his injury that he suffered a couple of weeks ago. So, having said all that, I think he will be reevaluated pretty soon. So we will have a much better idea when LeBron James returns. So it's just a matter of time. But, let's get to the stat lines. Obviously, with no Anthony Davis, the Lakers had to deal with the roster that they had in front of them. Personally, I really had to blame, Darvin Ham's rotation and the lineup that he put up. When it comes down to it, I mean, I don't know why he didn't put Wayne and Gabriel in the starting lineup. I mean, for a guy who is, he only has an inch higher than what Jared Vanderbilt has, and I believe Rui Hachimura has. He's like 6'9". I know it doesn't really make a difference, but when it comes to for a size where his profile is, he's 6'9" compared to Rui Hachimura, who's 6'8", and Jared Vanderbilt, who's also 6'8". So, I mean, I think it's just I know it's kind of petty for me to say that, but at the same time, it's like look for the second, tall player on your team. It's obviously Wayne and Gabriel. And Wayne and Gabriel, man, defensively, he tried his darndest. I'm going to talk about him just a bit. I mean, when it comes down to it, guys, I mean, the lineup that was in place, obviously Rui Hachimura subbed in for Anthony Davis. And when it comes down to it, he played badly. I mean, that's all what it is when it comes to if you don't have no defensive type players, a big in your lineup, you're just destined to, basically lose these type of games in these particular matchups. So with that being said, I mean, Rui Hachimura, only put up 5 points and managed to give us one block. But at the same time, it just wasn't enough. And, he should have tried better, in my opinion. But at the same time, if I was Darvin Ham, I should have instead put, Wayne and Gabriel in the starting lineup and just, have much better, better rotation depth for the second unit when it comes to their turn playing on the court. So when it comes down to that, I think Darvin Ham really missed the ball on that one when it comes to another mistake in his rotations, and especially the lineup. So with that being said, I mean, it's just disappointing. But at the same time, the Lakers had to deal with what they had in front of them. And D'Angelo Russell put up 18 points. Didn't had a great shooting night. Obviously, he went 3 of 11 from the three and 5 of 17 from the field. But he managed to give us 5 of 6 from the free throw line. So he's making his free throws go in, comparing to the rest of the Lakers who, tried their best. Obviously, Austin Reeves, I'll get to him in just a bit. I mean, he was our player of the game, in my opinion, when it comes to a guy playing very well off the bench for the Lakers. But, D'Angelo Russell just didn't have the capability tonight to just take us over the hump to win it tonight against one of the worst teams in the Western Conference in the Houston Rockets. So with that being said, I mean, he had a solid night. So we have to give him some credit of that. I mean, 7 assists and 1 steal. But it just should have been a win. Should have been a win for the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, you have an all-star caliber player in D'Angelo Russell. I mean, you would think that he could carry this team, but unfortunately, with no other bigs on your team and just not having the right rotations, you were just destined to lose this game anyway. So I don't want to put too much blame on D'Angelo Russell, but at the same time, if he had a great night last night, why couldn't he have one this time around? It's just me. But a solid night for D'Angelo Russell. Malik Beasley, he had a really good night last night, but when it comes to tonight, he had a solid night. He had 16 points, went 6 of 17 from the field, managed to give us 4 of 12 from the three. Had a much better shooting night compared to D'Angelo Russell's shooting night. But at the same time, the Lakers still shot badly tonight. I mean, there were some key moments and key situations in the first half that when it came to shooting, the Lakers shot very badly. But at the same time, the Lakers should have rallied that, maybe stepped up in the third quarter or something. I mean, they tried to. I mean, obviously in the third quarter, the Lakers went 26 compared to the 21, points in the third quarter, which obviously wasn't enough. But then the Lakers basically try to do whatever they can in the fourth to score. But, defensively, they just couldn't hack it because, like I'm going to keep on mentioning it. The Lakers have no centers. They have no bigs. And that's why the Lakers basically lost tonight. I still can't believe the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, Rob Pelinka, why haven't you signed anybody yet? Why haven't signed a center yet for that last roster spot? I mean, at least give them like a 10-day contract. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, it's like, why is Rob and the Lakers organization are being quiet about the situation with this roster? When you don't have no Mo Bamba because he's injured, then you have Anthony Davis sitting out. The conscious decision is to obviously find another center for your team. Now, I did mention a couple of names, DeMarcus Cousins, Dwight Howard. I mean, those are the type of guys that are still available out there for a potential signee. I know Dwight Howard's in China, but maybe he could change his mind and come back. You never know. But at the same time, DeMarcus Cousins, he got a workout with the Los Angeles Lakers. So why couldn't you somehow pick up the phone, tell him that we assign you a 10-day contract and see what you're made of? It's just that sort of idea and that notion that you should have, that it's just a logical move to make. But at the same time, the Lakers just, obviously should have did better when it came to just finding the resources and the help that we needed. No Anthony Davis, no Mo Bamba. I mean, you're just destined to sign somebody, sign a center to fix this type of slump that we're in right now when it comes to not having bigs in this matchup. So with that being said, I mean, we can put the blame on the management as well when it comes to them not signing a big. But at the same time, you could potentially look at just the rotations and the lineup that Darvin Ham put together. You should have put Wayne and Gabriel in the starting lineup instead of Rui Hachimura, and then you just could have had that the firepower of his athleticism and his defense in the starting lineup from the beginning of the first half. That could have obviously managed the game, but unfortunately, it just wasn't the case. It's unfortunate. The Lakers just should have. They should have tried harder. They should have competed harder against this Houston Rockets team. I mean, this is the worst team in the Western Conference. I mean, I'm still going to keep on saying it because it's true. But if you watched my reaction in my last live stream, I did mention that the Houston Rockets did beat the Boston Celtics. So it's just one of those type of games where it's like, wow, I can't believe they beat the Boston Celtics. I mean, one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. So with that being said, I have to say, guys, this is one of those type of situations where, you could put the blame on the management, you could put the blame on the Houston Rockets, and even on the Lakers, how they were shooting tonight. So there's a lot to blame go around when it comes to how things turned out from the beginning to the end. So it's just unfortunate. The Lakers should have tried harder, and it's just it's unfortunate. So, but when it comes down to it, Malik Beasley, he had a solid night. So 16 points, 4 of 12 from the three. He was all right. He had a solid night. And then you had Jared Vanderbilt, who had 13 points and had 10 rebounds. I mean, the Lakers tried hard. I mean, I did just say that they didn't compete enough, but at the same time, the numbers show that it was solid. I mean, the Lakers played solid, but they should have been more competitive in this particular matchup because the Houston Rockets, I mean, they were no scrubs tonight. I mean, they were really competitive when it came to facing the Lakers tonight. So, but Jared Vanderbilt's defensive side wasn't enough for the Lakers to be more aggressive on defense. So that's unfortunate. Then Troy Brown Jr., I mean, he has been taking a decline for these past couple of games, guys. I mean, he hasn't been on his A game since. I mean, sure, there's been a couple of games where, the guy averages like 16 to like 14 points a game. And, the guy just shoots lights out at times. But most of the time he gets a slump here and there for these past couple of games. And it's just like, you don't know what he's feeling on a daily basis when it comes to his performance. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's just like you don't know what's going on with Troy Brown Jr. So, he had a bad night. He had 8 points, went 2 of 4 from the three. So he tried to shoot, but it's just not enough for the Lakers to get over the hump. But when it comes down to it, we should have seen more out of him when it comes down to it. So it's unfortunate. Then Rui Hachimura, as I mentioned, he had a bad night. He had 5 points, but he got inserted into the starting lineup, getting so used to coming off the bench. Personally, I already said it. I mean, you should have had Wayne and Gabriel in the starting lineup so you can just have better depth for the second unit to come off the bench. And then just have Rui Hachimura come off the bench along with Austin Reeves and Dennis Schroeder. And I think they would have had a much better performance coming off the bench than him starting, in my opinion. I mean, it's just me. I mean, I just have to say it because, with the matchups that we're facing with the Houston Rockets, you should have had another big to face some really talented bigs on that team. So it's just unfortunate. But, Wayne and Gabriel should have been in the starting lineup, in my own opinion. So, I mean, but, just speaking of Wayne and Gabriel, he put up 6 points coming off the bench, but he managed to give us 14 rebounds out there tonight. I mean, very impressive, defensive side when it comes to what, Wayne and Gabriel brings to the table on the defensive effort. So with that being said, he should have been in the starting lineup. That's just my own personal opinion. It should have been. I mean, when I was speaking in my last live stream, I was mentioning that, with Anthony Davis being out, it should be Wayne and Gabriel in the starting lineup. But I guess Darvin Ham did not listen, and he decided to put Rui Hachimura in the starting lineup, which obviously diminished our bigs when it comes to the lineups that was in play. Even though it's kind of stupid, I know Wayne and Gabriel has like an inch over Rui Hachimura and Jared Vanderbilt. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? It should have been a much different, type of lineup that should have been in play. I mean, Wayne Gabriel plays defense and he's really good at it. So it should have been Wayne Gabriel in the starting lineup instead of Rui Hachimura. I think he would have been much reliable coming off the bench when it comes to Rui Hachimura. Just that's just me, but I don't know. Darvin Ham, I'm not sure what he was thinking when it came to the starting lineup. Let's see. I just got a comment here from I believe Louis Flores. Welcome to the live stream. I really do appreciate it. We needed a 10-day big. Yeah, I was actually mentioning that. Thank you for bringing that up. When it comes down to it, I mean, you know, we could put the blame on Darvin Ham. We could put the blame on the players, but we can also put the blame on the Lakers management for still not signing somebody for the last roster spot. I mean, DeMarcus Cousins is still available. Dwight Howard is still out there. There's a couple of talented centers that could really help us out because we are shorthanded with center positions. Anthony Davis was out. Mo Bamba is going to be out because of injury. I'm not sure when he will potentially return, but it could be a while. So, with LeBron still being out, it's just destined for the Lakers to make some sort of move to bring in another big to help us out. So it's unfortunate. The Lakers just should have done their homework. They should have signed somebody, and obviously we wouldn't be in this position now to lose to one of the worst teams in the Houston Rockets out of all teams. So with that being said, I mean, thank you, Louis, for your Luis or Lewis. My apologies if I'm not pronouncing your name. My apologies. But with that being said, I mean, thank you for commenting and thank you for bringing that up. The Lakers at least sign a big to a 10-day contract. If you don't want to pay him, just put him on a 10-day contract and just let him go. They could be just the guy that just sits on the bench for the whole season. I mean, it's just, it's just common sense. When you don't have Anthony Davis, when you don't have Mo Bamba, no centers, and you have the last roster spot, go sign a center. DeMarcus Cousins, Hassan Whiteside is still available. I mean, the guy is like a freaking 7-footer. I mean, the guy could obviously protect the rim for you, even though he's not the same old Hassan Whiteside. He could potentially be a solid guy just to protect the rim. I mean, it's just my own personal opinion when it comes down to it. So thank you for commenting. I really appreciate it. But yeah, sign somebody, sign it big. I mean, that's just me. So, and I think I speak for all Laker fans and, Lakers Nation when it comes down to it. Let's continue on here. Austin Reeves obviously led the Lakers tonight with 24 points. I mean, I think it's because of the last stretch of the game. Obviously, some of the players were just building up stat, and Austin Reeves stepped up out there, led the Lakers tonight with 24 points, went 6 of 14 from the field, but he shot poorly out there, went 1 of 7 from the three. So in general, the Lakers were just shooting badly. I mean, Dennis Schroeder put up 16 points, but most of those points came for his free throws that were made. I mean, he went 10 of 12 from the free throw line. And obviously went 0 of 2 from the three and went 3 of 10 from the field. And when it comes to Lonnie Walker, put up 4 points, he went 0 of 3 from the three. So with that being said, I mean, just in general, the Lakers shot badly out there tonight. I mean, it's just in general, they shot 24% from the three. So with that being said, that type of percentage, the Lakers were going to have a bad shooting night. So, that's just logic when it comes down to it. But other than that, I mean, the Lakers should have had a much better shooting night. They should have played very well on defense. But like I mentioned, and not having centers on your team, you were just destined to not play well on defense. So that's just the situation there when it comes to the Lakers and what they dealt with tonight. So it's unfortunate. I mean, the Lakers should have tried better. I mean, hopefully they will bounce back from this and face the Dallas Mavericks, on Friday and be healthy and ready to go and just be I guess, play angry, yeah, on Friday when they face the Dallas Mavericks. I think Luka will still be out. I might be mistaken. Maybe Kyrie Irving as well. So maybe the Lakers will have a much better advantage in that particular matchup. But you know, the Dallas Mavericks, they put up a big fight against the San Antonio Spurs. They beat them in overtime. So with that being said, I mean, the Lakers just need to be cautious when when they face the Dallas Mavericks if somehow Luka and Kyrie Irving doesn't play in that matchup. So we just have to hope and wait. There is a couple of games on on Thursday that we have to hope that some of those teams will lose some of those matchups. Obviously, the Thunder will be facing the Toronto Raptors on tomorrow, Thursday. We're hoping that the Raptors uh, will potentially beat OKC, and then I think that's the only matchups there that we have to hope that that team will lose. But other than that, I mean, we just have to hope that the rest of the teams in the NBA that are like in the play-in will lose games, because obviously that's what the Lakers need from those particular teams to potentially lose games. Because Lakers, I mean, regardless of this loss, I mean, I still think the Lakers will still make the play-in. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that they will, because they're already in that position. But at the same time, they have a couple of teams ahead of them and behind them that are basically tied with them. That will obviously, kind of puts into question of where how well the Lakers will play for the rest of the season. With them, losing games in key moments and key situations. So we just have to wait and see. Obviously, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they did lose tonight, so that's good news for that for the Lakers' part. Obviously, it's like a tie, if you will. I mean, it really is. If somehow OKC loses tomorrow, I think that will bump the Lakers to the ninth seed if that will happen. So that will obviously happen for the Lakers if that happens. And then you have the Dallas Mavericks, who obviously won tonight, but at the same time, they will potentially um, just somehow just, I guess you can say, I think I just lost my train of thought. My apologies, guys. When it comes down to it, I mean, the Utah Jazz as well. I mean, they're like real close with the Lakers now. And then the New Orleans Pelicans did Lakers beat them yesterday. So obviously, the Lakers have an edge on them when it comes to the standings. But other than that, and the Portland Trailblazers, I mean, they're already done. I mean, obviously they are 31-38. So I think they're going to stay where they're at with the 13th seed. But the Lakers have a couple of games ahead, just remaining. They will be in the play-in. I have no doubt in my mind they will. But that sort of depends on how they play for the rest of the season. And at the same time, they just have to wait and see what the rest of the teams in the standings, if they will lose games as well. So if they lose games and the Lakers win, the Lakers will be in good hands, because they could potentially have a better position within the play-in. If it's possible for them to get the sixth seed, it's not possible. They could potentially do it, but at the same time, don't underestimate the Golden State Warriors, the LA Clippers. They have the capability of pulling it off, but at the same time, you know, we just have to wait and see about them. But other than that, the Lakers are 34-36 as their record. They just have to win more games and hope for the rest of the teams in the standings that they will lose some. So yeah, guys, I mean, thank you all for joining me on this live stream. I really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, please follow me all across social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at ZSPN. I really do appreciate, guys, all your love, support you guys have shown me all across social media. I mean, I really do appreciate it. The amount of love, support that you guys have shown me is just so respected and so appreciative. Just please continue to just share my videos, share my live streams all across social media, and follow me all across social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at ZSPN. I'll leave the links to those in the description of this video so you guys can check out my social media sites. And once again, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and let's hope the Lakers will bounce back from this loss, this disappointing loss, and hopefully go into Friday with the matchup against the Dallas Mavericks for a potential win. So we just have to hope for that, and hopefully the Lakers will achieve that with the return of Anthony Davis potentially, and we will just hopefully get a win there for sure. So, but with everyone being healthy and ready to go, and just plain angry when it comes to this loss that they suffered tonight against the Houston Rockets, one of the worst teams in the Western Conference. So let's just hope for that, and hopefully the Lakers will achieve that on potentially on Friday against the Dallas Mavericks. So thank you all for joining me on this live stream. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for the comment here. Let's just hope the Lakers will maybe finally fill up that last roster spot, but we just have to wait and see about that. So if they haven't already filled one now, what makes you think they will do it now, with only a couple of 13 games remaining? So, it's all up to the Lakers to make that decision. I think they should, because we are shorthanded with centers, with Anthony Davis being out and no Mo Bamba. Obviously the Lakers are depleted when it comes to bigs. So maybe the Lakers will, get some sense, and hopefully will potentially sign somebody in the buyout market. DeMarcus Cousins still available. Hassan Whiteside is still available. So let's just hope that they will make that happen. So thank you all for joining me on this live stream. I really appreciate it. Let's be optimistic. Let's be optimistic the Lakers will bounce back from this and just get a win potentially, on Friday against the Dallas Mavericks. Hopefully they will play angry and be energized and just ready to go when it comes to that matchup, and get a win potentially on Friday. So because the Lakers need as much wins as they can to potentially, just compete and have a better situation where they're at when it comes to the standings. So, we just have to wait and see about that. And hopefully Lakers will achieve it on Friday against the Dallas Mavericks. So thank you all for joining me on this live stream. I really appreciate it. Follow me all across social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at ZSPN. And I'll leave links to those in the description of this video so you guys can check out my social media sites. And once again, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you all in the next live stream and the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.